I said this year's theme is plant-based, so let's lay the baseline. Hi, my name is Pätrick, and I am planning out my garden spaces for this upcoming season. And I'm calling because I'm looking to contribute some produce to your storage facility. And I wanted to know, can you tell me what stores the best and what is most requested?
In for August and September, I think that those are the months where we get the most produce, and we tend to get a good variety. But after September, the produce kind of drops off very suddenly. So I think things like pale and dark leafy greens that can sometimes last a bit longer. People really love those, and it's not something we get from grocery stores. So dark leafy greens like spinach, lettuce. People really love peppers, and that's something that's kind of more rare too.
Okay.
We tend to get a good amount of winter squash and root veggies, and it doesn't feel good to get produce that, has gone across the country. So there's some things that we do get from grocery stores, but people would much prefer it if it came locally, and people can tell the difference right away. So I think that anything you grow, people would definitely appreciate, maybe with an emphasis on broccoli, peppers, and leafy greens.
After calling a few places, I have learned that things tend to drop off drastically in the month of August, September, and October, and then they pick up from a little bit further away donation places throughout the winter. And I'm being told that leafy greens is asked about. One place told me bell peppers was asked about, and then all sort of identified winter squash. I was surprised I did not hear anything about potatoes. It's specifically just root-based vegetables, and then someone identified carrots. I don't know who's asking for carrots en masse, but I can't grow everything, so I think I'm going to call one of the places that I order my seeds, and they have an ongoing cultivation of new varieties every year, and it's Johnny's Seeds. They're based here in New England. I love them. We've been getting our seeds from them for years now. It's always a delight talking to their call reps, because there's not that they're reading information to you or have to consult with somebody who's familiar out in the field. These are people who are actually connected to the plants that they grow, the seeds that they offer. And just the wealth of information that I've learned from them, even being somebody who knows plants and growing up with a vegetable garden and knowing how to grow vegetables and annuals in this capacity, they are just a wealth of information, and they are a smaller company that supports their employees. So these are all things that I love, and that I am going to give them a call and see what they have to think about varieties and storage.
Thank you for calling Johnny Selected Seeds. This is Caitlin. How may I help you?
Hi, Caitlin. My name is Pätrick. How are you today?
I'm doing very well. And yourself?
I'm doing well as well. So I'm calling today, and it might be a little bit of an atypical conversation for you. I'm planning to expand my growing area on my property this year, because I want to donate to some local food banks. And so I am calling to inquire with you guys about, do you work with other people that do such things? Do you have recommended produce that you typically suggest for people working for this that might have a longer storage expectations at the food shelf. I've also been told by the by a couple local food banks that they tend to get a lot of requests for like bell peppers and kale. And so I was wondering if you maybe had a recommended variety for longevity in your inventory.
Yeah, so typically things that are good storage crops are things like carrots, cabbage, and kohlrabi. We also have good onions that store well. But if you're looking at kale specifically, I can look into here and see if we have any kale that tends to store longer. It is a leafy green though, so it tends to kind of lose its
structure.
Bounciness.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we always call it bounciness as a farm I worked on. I'm like, that's a really weird term now that I'm saying it out loud to a stranger. Yeah. It loses its deformity a little bit quicker. But let me see what we have here. So the only thing I could really suggest for kale would be one that you could succession plant for different seasons. So instead of having it stored well on the shelves there, it would be just a way for you to deliver it more often throughout the year. So what we have kale that's pretty good for overwintering. So if you wanted to have the food bank have that during the winter period, you could kind of grow it throughout there because it's prone for that extreme cold tolerant temperatures. And one of our good ones for that is called Starbor. It's Starbor.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then, let me see. The computer is loading as slow as it possibly can without freezing right now, so thank you for your patience while I just watch the little thing go zoom. And then if you wanted to plant in the summer to get a nice fall harvest, I really like one called Oldenburg. It's new to us, but it has a strong disease resistancy, and it's great for that summer planting and that fall harvest.
Oh, I see. It's labeled as new.
And then you just have the classic winter boar that I have grown for quite some time on farms that I've worked on, and that's also decent for harvesting in the fall. And let's see here.
For Oldenburg, when do you typically recommend summer sowing for this?
Let me see. I just want to make sure I'm getting my dates right. Things blur together in the season. I'm sorry. So we had covers to put over them. So we were okay with the harvest being quite later, so we didn't have to get them out by the first frost of the season. So she had us put them in as transplants in the August 17th and 18th of last year. But we started them in the greenhouse the week before, like 2 weeks before that.
Gotcha.
And then we put them in there, and then I believe that she was having us harvest them the very end of October, right around the same time we were pushing the last set of pumpkins out.
Okay. And actually, speaking of pumpkins, what would be your recommendation for longevity of storage for winter squash? I know that not all pumpkins are created equal in this.
Yeah, let's get in here and see if we have any ones that we've trialed here on the farm for storage. Alrighty, so one of the good squashes that we see for extra long storage is called Winter Sweet. It's an organic kabocha squash seed, and it typically can stay for an extra long period of time. So you can see almost 2 to 5 months after harvesting and still having it have a really good taste. After that 5 months, it might lose some of its yumminess, but it looks like you can still store it.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then let's see if we have, I'm just seeing if we had any like zucchini type storage ones. I thought we used to, but we might be out of stock. That's another issue we're having. So I'm trying not to give you varieties that I know that we're completely out of right now.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Alrighty, and we also have one. I don't know how to say it the right way, but it's Tetsuka Buto. It's TETSUKABUTO, and that's a Hubbard squash seed. And this is a good for long storing periods as well.
Oh, I'm not familiar with this. All right, well, very good. Well, thank you so much. I think that is a good focus area to start planning out, and then I guess I will be in touch with you guys next week about placing an order.
Alrighty, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let's see what the garden looks like. It feels so tall. It's about a foot of snow on the ground. So you can see with these, I never got around to tying them down. And I'm not gonna do that while they're all frozen in the winter because I don't want to break them. I'm gonna wait till they're a little bit more alive and malleable for the springtime, before they bloom. But you can see how healthy, well, let's see. You can see how healthy some of them are. The other ones are blurry. They've got their healthy buds on them. Ready for a beautiful yellow show in the near future. So as you can see, it is quite a difference from all of that snow to the bright green that we see in the summertime. And yeah, but this is the starting place for some big goals and some big growth, both as an individual and botanically, that is coming for this season. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited as well. Let me know what you guys are planning during your winter months for your summer garden, and remember to grow from where you are. I will share more with you soon. Cheers.
Thank you for calling Johnny's Selected Seeds, helping families and friends experience one another since 1973. The call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. To place a commercial order, press 1. Surge of orders and our ongoing COVID precautions, it is necessary for Johnny to place restrictions on home garden orders placed via our website and by phone.